Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Expert says XRP holders who didn't sell won't be able to comprehend the wealth ahead. Okay guys, let's get into it. Okay, so this idea, not being able to comprehend the wealth ahead, I agree with this actually, I do. So you know, when I look at this, basically, I look at XRP as a chance to basically get into like a second chance of Bitcoin. And that's literally what got me into XRP. So I'll tell you a little story. So I first heard about Bitcoin in, I want to say, either 2010 or 2011, I believe. I think it was around that time. And I saw it on a forum. I saw someone talking about it and saying, you know, like this could be like new technology and just explaining it. And one of the things that they explained was like a cold storage wallet. And when I first read this, I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what they was talking about. They're saying, you know, you put it on a cold storage wallet, but then you have this piece of paper with these words on as your password to get back to the wallet. And I was just like, I had no idea what they were going on about. And the thing for me that I didn't like the idea of was having to put this stuff on paper. Because I was just like, well, like how easy could that be to lose? You know, if I just lost the paper, or let's say I just spilt a drink over it, you know what I mean, and destroyed the paper or something. It's like, I'm not going to risk that if I'm putting money into something. So I basically decided to give Bitcoin a miss. And ultimately, that led to me not investing in Bitcoin, obviously, and think of where I could be right now if I had have invested in Bitcoin. Like, even if I'd have just put in, let's just say, like, $50, like, just something like really small, $10, $50 at the time of what Bitcoin was at that point, like, I'd easily be a millionaire at this point. And so, you know, when I obviously think back to that, while it's like I could have never have known this information, the thing about me that I didn't like was that I was held back by not being willing to kind of learn more about it and understand it more. Because, like, let's just say I'd have really researched what a cold storage wallet was. I could have got to understand it and think, okay, this is the way I could make it work, and I understand it more now, and I get how it all, you know, how it all works, and then maybe have done an investment. And so when I like heard about XRP and people was talking to me about XRP, I was straight away intrigued, and I was like, I'm getting involved straight away. And my reasoning was, I missed Bitcoin. I do not want to miss another Bitcoin. I want the opportunity to be in something else. And so the more I learned about XRP, you know, the more confident I got. Now, I'll be honest, in terms of some prices, I was like, you know, as I did more research, I was like, I'm not so sure it's going to those kind of levels. But in regards to like what could be, you know, accomplished from XRP price wise, I still thought it could be life-changing wealth. And that's why I was like, yeah, I'm in. I'm definitely in. And in all honesty, I've invested in other cryptos as well, other cryptos that I believe in, but XRP is my main investment, I will say that. And so, yeah, like when I think about where XRP could go to, and this is where I say, like, I'm thinking beyond just this cycle, right? Because I'll be honest with you, my plan is to sell some XRP in this bull run. Like, I am intending to sell some, but I'm only selling a percentage. I'm not selling the whole lot. Like, I am keeping a lot of it for more long term, but there's some things that in my life that if I can change now, I'm going to change now, because when it comes to trying to realize XRP is like full of potential timeline wise, I don't know how long that could take, right? Like, it could be a year, it could be 5 years, could be 8 years, could be 10 years. I don't know. So I'm not in a position where I'm not willing to put myself in a position where I miss out on prices where I could really substantially change my life now, and then have to wait another 5-10 years to get to the levels of, you know, a higher price point, right? Like, for me, it's like, if I can take some profit in this bull run and that would like make my life so much easier and better, I'm going to do that now. And then I can still keep the majority of my XRP, or, you know, a good percentage of my XRP, and keep that for the long haul. So that's my mentality, and that's the same for a lot of my cryptos. Like, I'm going to sell a percentage of all of my cryptos. I'm not like, there's not any crypto here that I'm going to just not sell. Like, I'm going to sell a percentage of all my cryptos, but the ones that I really do believe in, I will keep a percentage of those as well for long term. And the ones that I've got that were just like speculation plays, those I'll just get rid of, because if the speculation plays, I probably am not too confident of their future. So it might just be, hey, just make some money in the bull run and take the profit. That's it, kind of thing. And so, you know, when I talk about XRP in this position, like, I do look at like a certain point where, you know, in the future, and I don't know how long we're talking here, but you could look at a lot of the stories that you hear about Bitcoin being the same with XRP, right? Like about how, for example, you know, there's someone who had XRP and they brought it when it was like 20 cents. And then, you know, in 10 years time, it could be like, let's just say XRP is like $50 to $80 or something like that. And then, you know, they're coming back to their wallet and hearing that it's now worth like millions or something like that. Like, I think all these kind of stories that you hear about Bitcoin, this could be for XRP in the future. I really do think that. Like, I do think there will be a point where we do look at, you know, XRP and think, wow, like, I brought in at this price point and look at how much this is worth now. Like, I'll be honest with you, even this bull run, I've had a point where, like, you know, around like January time, something like that, where I was looking at my portfolio and I was just like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like, I really was just, you know, shocked when I was just looking at the value, and I was just like, I didn't take anything at that time, but I was just blown away. It was just surreal to see. So, you know, like, I think about it, and I think where it could be in like 10 years time, and yeah, I think you'll hear a lot of stories about how people were early investors in XRP who got in at, you know, 10 cents, 20 cents, and they've made, you know, millions off of XRP. You'll have XRP millionaires and billionaires and stuff like that. I think that's a very real possibility here. So, yeah, with this overall, I just want to say, I agree. I think over time, you know, long term, if you're thinking with a long term mindset, I do think you'll look at your, you know, your XRP and see the value that you've got from it and just think, you know, this is surreal. Like, this is insane. Like, I can't believe my XRP that I held for however long is now worth this much. I can imagine all those stories coming from XRP the same way they did from Bitcoin. Okay, and so there's just one other topic that I wanted to cover on here as well. So, XRP holders deserve prosperity as they are on the right side of history. Yeah, I just wanted to get into this as a final thing. I 100% agree with this. XRP holders, if anyone deserves life-changing wealth, it's XRP holders. I truly believe that from the bottom of my heart, because I don't know any other crypto that's had to go through so much heartache, like literally so much heartache. Like, the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit was horrible. Like, I'm not even trying to exaggerate here. Like, it was a horrible experience. Like, you know, like, I remember going through it day to day, trying to watch videos about it to understand what was going on and stuff. And like, when I was hearing some of the things that the SEC was saying, like, it was absolutely disgusting. Like, the lies that they would blatantly tell. And the thing that was scary was that we still didn't know how this was going to pan out. We actually didn't know how this was going to pan out. Like, it could have been that Ripple lost the lawsuit, and that would have been devastating for us as XRP holders. And then you had all these other crypto holders who held other cryptos like not XRP, laughing at XRP holders and knocking us. You know, like, they were actually mocking us going through what we were going through. And it's just like, talk about kicking people when they're down. Like, you know, you'd think the fact that we're going through this as crypto holders, they would want to unite with us because they understand that, hey, this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. Because the SEC could come for other cryptos. This is where I was saying, like, people who were like laughing and mocking XRP going through that lawsuit, they weren't too intelligent. They weren't too bright, because I don't think they understood the magnitude of what was going on from that lawsuit. If the SEC had have won that lawsuit, please believe they would have been going on an absolute tirade with lawsuits against other cryptos. They really would have gone to town if they'd have got that victory. So Ripple winning that lawsuit, effectively, they didn't win everything, obviously, but they won on all the things that mattered. It actually saved crypto. It really did. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm not going to act like Ripple were here thinking, hey, we're fighting for the whole crypto industry. They were inadvertently, right? They was really trying to protect XRP and themselves. But on the side of them doing that, as a byproduct, they were fighting for the crypto industry, because they stopped the SEC from being able to do similar lawsuits like this to other cryptos. So it did save the crypto industry inadvertently. And this is where I'll say, like, you're not too bright if you was laughing about this, because it could have been your network or your company of that crypto on the chopping block next. It really could have been. And so the things that we've had to endure, like even now we've had to take a bit of an issue with the lawsuit where, you know, we finally got a pro-crypto SEC and now they're willing to drop the lawsuit. But now Judge Torres is saying, well, no, like, I'm not going back on what I've said. So the injunction has to remain in place, which is what they wanted to get rid of. It's unfortunate. I don't think it's going to affect Ripple to too much of a degree, but it's still not what they wanted. So even then we had that little bit of a kick in the teeth, not like, oh yeah, you know, it's granted, don't worry, we'll drop it, it's all fine. And don't get me wrong, I've already discussed this, so I'm not going to get into it too much. I do understand Judge Torres' position in this. I don't think she is wrong. I do understand her position in that, but it's still annoying for us as XRP holders, right? It's still hard for us to take in. It's just another kick in the teeth for us. So for everything that we've had to endure, all the people taunting us and mocking us and saying how XRP is never going to survive and it's a scam and, you know, it's never going to go anywhere, like, this is why I say we deserve this. We really do deserve this more than any other network, because I don't know any other crypto that's faced the scrutiny that XRP does. It is literally hated. It is crazy the hate that XRP gets. It's insane. So, guys, I really do hope in this bull run that you do get to make the most of this opportunity. I really hope that you guys get your life-changing wealth. If you guys are holding on for higher figures, fair enough. That's your choice. I'm not here to tell you what to do. That's up to you. But I just hope you get to put yourself in a better position and really make the most of this opportunity, because I really do think this is much deserved. Like, I hope that XRP is the best performer, just because it's that I told you so, you know, that conviction of, hey, you guys was trying to laugh at us, you was trying to mock us, and here you've got XRP outshining all the crypto market, the best one by far. It's no less than what we deserve, right? That poetic justice, you know. So I really do hope it works out, and I really do hope you guys all get the best opportunity to take advantage of this situation, because believe me, this is once in a lifetime. Crypto in general is once in a lifetime. XRP is once in a lifetime. So make sure that you've got plans in place and make sure you make the most of this opportunity, because this doesn't come along often. It really doesn't. Good luck. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.